Well, since it's still relevant, we'll say it one more time. First team to win toss, decide to bat first. Now, as a result of that, we'll have to look at the score in that light. Let's see where at the 10-over mark have Gujarat finished up. They lost that early wicket, that of Shubman Gill, but Hardik Pandya has been playing decently at unfamiliar position of number 3, 46 of 32. Wriddhiman Saha at the other end, striking at under 100. So in that context, after batting first or deciding to bat first, is 78 for 1 where they would have liked to have been? Let's find out on Cricbuzz Comm Box. I'm joined by Joy Bhattacharjya. Joy, I'm fairly certain that if you're looking to set the trend, if you're looking to really set up the game, you'd want to have been a few more runs to the good at this stage.
Absolutely. I think Wriddhiman Shah had to take the risks. I mean, they were just lucky that Hardik Pandya took the risk, came off at 142, still got his runs. But, batting in the first 6 and having a run rate, strike rate of less than 100 with 10 overs down is just not up to it. So it's putting a lot of pressure on Hardik Pandya and he's bearing up to it manfully. But, I mean, something has to give at this point in time. Either Wriddhiman has to retire himself out or he has to give the other people a chance or he's to go and, really go after this body.
I can tell you what, Joy, just on cue, as we've talked about what should be done, Wriddhiman Saha has decided to go after Umesh Yadav. He's played a very unorthodox kind of shot and then promptly gives his wicket away the next ball, caught by Venkatesh Iyer at backward point. So the initiative was there, got a boundary, got out, which is sort of the equivalent almost of being retired out after one boundary.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, they probably a message would have come out saying that time to press on, and there's enough batting. I mean, yes, they haven't got a really deep batting lineup, but people like Miller, Tewatia, they're all sitting out there. And remember, if you end up in the 15th, 16th over, Tewatia and Rashid Khan are excellent batsmen to bat. Even Alzari Joseph is not exactly a mug with the bat. You would have seen in the Caribbean Premier League. But, that's the point. That give David Miller, Manohar a bit more time with the bat, give Tewatia a chance to hit. He's done his job. I think he's overstayed his welcome by a couple of overs, but, it is what it is.
Yeah, they would have liked to have got Shubman Gill to get a few more runs, especially with his old foes in front of him or his old friends in front of him. But Kolkata's bowling, certainly, I mean, the one real bright spark for them is that they haven't really gone after someone like Varun Chakravarti. It's been not really the 4-run type overs, but it's been relatively quiet. So they'll take 3 overs for 17 between Narayan and Chakravarti in the first 11.
Yeah, I think they will. And Narayan has been at his best, and there's 3 overs of Narayan left. That's what they'll be looking at. Varun Chakravarti went for a 6 in his first over. Very first ball, he was hit for a 6, and you're wondering at the massacre that would follow, but he's managed to get out of it, and that's great news for him. 5 dot balls, again, important for him to start getting dot balls, getting confidence. I think, they had it in their hands in some way without even doing anything. I think Gujarat has surrendered the initiative a bit. They were at a strike rate of about 8 when the first 6 overs were over. So I think it's just slipping a bit out of their hands. It needs a special innings from somebody like a Miller or a Tewatia to take it to the next level.
Yeah, well, let's not forget Hardik Pandya is still there. Just looking around social media, there have already been a bunch of tweets that are going, here comes a Hardik Pandya century. And it's certainly set up for him because remember, we were looking at where will Hardik Pandya bat. Now, if he's playing as a specialist batsman on the assumption that he'll hang on to that groin a bit for bowling, then number 3 is not a bad spot.
No, number 3 is not a bad spot at all. And the Indian selectors will also be looking at him at number 3 and wondering, what he can do and what he can end up with. I think this is an excellent launch pad for them. Maybe 10 runs more would have been useful, but they'll take it and say, can we launch, can we really launch it now? Go hard after the bowling.
Yes.
The only thing that stands in their way is 3 overs of Sunil Narayan. So that should be interesting. But yeah, we'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah, 3 overs of Sunil Narayan. Possible with Mavi going at 10s. We're possibly even thinking Andre Russell bowls the 18-20 kind of scenario towards the end. Umesh Yadav is in his final over. He'll finish out with his spell with the 11th over, having taken the wicket of Wriddhiman Saha. And Miller has joined Hardik Pandya. In fact, very close to what looked like an outside edge. It's not. It's just a little flirtation from Hardik Pandya, which he's used to doing. But overall, this combination, Joy, Hardik Pandya, David Miller takes them through with support from Abhinav Manohar and Tewatia to follow.
Yeah, I think this is now it. It's them versus Sunil Narine, which is going to be the game. It's them versus losing a few wickets in a row, which is going to be the key. I think Gujarat. It's interesting because Gujarat may not have great batting, but they have spirit right now, and things are going right for them. And when things go right, heroes land up in every match. If that's the case, perhaps it'll be a big total. If not, if Kolkata can get them below 170, they'll think they've done really well.
Yeah, that's looking like the kind of total they're going to head for. That's all we have on Cricbuzz Comm Box. It should be a fascinating final 9 overs to talk about. Is it Miller time for them? Is there going to be a 3-figure for Hardik? We'll talk about that all at the end.